You wish. Drums, please, Fab. Now I got it all, waiting for me down on the street. Now you gotta do something special for me. I'm gonna say what's on my mind. Then I'll walk out, and then I'll feel fine. This time my mind is back. I will not show my teeth too quick. And I needed you there, and I needed you there. But I didn't know, I didn't know. I don't have any notes. Strokes, starting us off like always. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. It is an awesome day. Check the numbers. Check the subscribers. I don't care. But when numbers line up, it's a good day. Learn all your tricks, wasn't too hard. It's the last one now, I can promise you that. I'm gonna find out the truth when I get back. What he said, let's go. Right, that's how we do these things. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from one band to the next, I think that has no cable. I don't know the song. We're gonna have fun. You and me, we made a vow, for better or worse. Can't believe you let me down, but it's the proof in the way it hurts. For months on, I've had my doubts. When I'm lying every tear, I wish I would be over now. But I know you still need you here. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you left me, baby, I know I'm not the only one. You've been so available. Now, sadly, I know why. Your heart unsustainable. Even though Lord knows I've tried. Whoa. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you left me, baby, I know I'm not the only one. I've loved you for many years. Maybe I'm just not enough. You made me realize my deepest fears by lying and tearing us up. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you love me, baby, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. And I know, and I know, and I know, and I know, and I know. No, I'm not the only one. Wow. It's getting harder to do the F chords. And I assume that's a motorcycle thing. So, wow. But it's true. It is an Easter. It is a Sunday. And Snoop Dogg is out there smiling so hard right now. Can't help it, man. But it is awesome. The world turns its spins, and we are here with another exciting news of the week. So, with all that being said, I see the lag. I don't know why. I'm just going to let it be. Just enjoy that there is a sound, there is a world that spins, and we will keep on going tomorrow. And tomorrow, and if we're allowed to, a day after that. But in case you didn't know, Hatsune Miku died for our sins. It's true. The Lord sent his strongest warrior. But the strongest warrior is about to be beaten out by Jar Jar Binks. Fortnite is adding Darth Jar Jar and a Star Wars themed battle pass for its Galactic Battle Season. This is by our homies Adam Bankhurst over at IGN. Well, you didn't know. Just like that. Nos vemos, amigos. See you at the end. Fortnite is celebrating Star Wars in a big way as its next season, Galactic Battle, is arriving on May 2nd. And will feature not only a Star Wars themed battle pass and a 5-part saga with plenty of surprises, but also the arrival of Darth Jar Jar to Battle Royale. That's surprising yet incredible. News was shared during Star Wars Celebration, and we got a tease of even more of the Star Wars fun headed away, because next month, including that Force Lightning, will be joining the game as an in-game ability. Okay, we got themed battle pass, weekly gameplay content, culminating in the live end of the season narrative event. Heck yes. Battle Galactic arrives May 2nd. It was also confirmed that the Empire Palpatine and mashups like Wookiee, Cuddle Team Leader, will be part of the battle pass, and new item shop offerings will include Mace Windu players. Mace Windu. Players will be able to pilot a co-pilot X-Wings and TIE Fighters. There will be themed map locations and much more. As for the Star Wars saga we will be experiencing, each week will have a different overarching theme, and they are as follows: Imperial Takeover, Pool of the Force, Mandalorian Rising, Star Destroyer Bombardment, sick, Death Star Sabotage, let's frickin' go. And yes, this saga will culminate in an endgame narrative live event that will, quote, surely have players feeling like they've got the fate of the whole galaxy in their hands, end quote. For more on Star Wars Celebration, do the thing. Thank you, Adam. Wow. There's a couple things happening here. Number one, this is what happens when the fans, the real freaking fans band together and go, you know what? We'll do it ourselves. And so Jar Jar Binks, Darth Jar Jar, is real. And yes, he can definitely hurt you. So steer clear, stay away. Hey, it's Japanese. Celebrations. Star Wars celebrations. Star Wars is the same thing. Okay, so this is probably because they're in Japan. That's right. I got my homie with their eyes in the skies over in Japan right now. We got the information coming soon. But yeah, pretty cool. They're doing that. They announced it. Another big thing. Really, stop for a second. Think about it. Fortnite is featured at the Star Wars Celebration. That's pretty big. That's very big. And they're about to cash the fuck out. So it is going to be my fault. We're again still talking about how live service games continue to be a interesting marketplace within the realm of video games and gaming industry. And no one is saying that's a bad thing. I am genuinely excited about this. I have not been as into Fort as this year because because of the homie finally jumped on. I finally convinced the dudes to do the thing. I guess technically Hatsune Miku finally convinced the dudes to do the thing. So now they're on the thing. And now we're getting more things to be like, yo, we should jump back on. I'm not even kidding. Like this morning, I got the text from the homie saying it's Star Wars time. So that's what I'm talking about. It is a thing where, yes, live service is a thing. It exists. And because we are here enjoying it, having the fun and quote unquote, sponsoring it by putting our own money, capital into this project, we are continuing to fund these moments, you know? And sure, there's lines everywhere and you're going to have to figure out where the balance lies in those. But that's what a great leader needs to step in and be like, no, let's allocate these resources to this and we'll do this and this because we can afford to do this and we should be doing this. But this is pretty damn cool. So no complaints from me. I'm going to be there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to stream whatever exciting big part happens just because I want to be there. And by chain of effect, I would like to record what happens. So to say we're at a point with Fortnite that just expanded or got bigger or just means that much more to me in this moment is where we're at. So why are we going to complain about live service games? Right? But it's a balance of the force. You gotta be cool with the consumer. You gotta be cool with the developers. And you gotta preferably get sponsored by investors who actually care about the finished product. Yes? Amen? All right. Moving on. Because when you do care, let me tell you a little thing about David Productions and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Because Annecy Film Fest screens David Productions' Star Wars Visions episode. This is by Nisa Tai over at Anime News Network. The Annecy International Animation Film Festival in France will screen the Star Wars Visions Project's Volume 3 episode Kuro. What's the French word for black? Someone please in the comments. French word for black. I need to know. As part of the official selection of the 2025 competition. The episode is directed and written by Shinya Ohira and produced by Totsumu Fujio at David Production. The festival will also host previews of Masaki Yusa's new anime film, Daisy's Life. Nice. And along with Suano's Katabuchis, The Morning Children, Nagiko, and the Girls Wearing Tsurimabi Black films as work in progress features. The 2025 Annecy International Animation Film Festival will be held in Annecy, France from June 8th to June 14th. The third Star Wars Visions volume will feature 9 animated shorts from 9 animation studios in Japan. Returning Noise. All of them are Japanese studios? Heck yeah. Returning studios from the first volumes include Kamikaze Douga, Kinema Citrus, Production IG, and Trigger. New studios for Volume 3 are Anima, co-production with Kazume Douga, David Production. Fuck, dude, it's gonna be so fucking cool. Polygon Pictures, Project Studio Q, and Wit Studio. Let's go! Attack on Titan people doing the thing. Oof. The volume will debut on Disney Plus this year. Daisy's Life is Japanese-French co-production at the Yusa's new studio, Anime Pippin, and will open June 2026. Sanchio Tanaka, Before We Vanish, Asaki 2, and screenwriter for the films as her first anime work. Original novel illustrator Nara is designing the characters. Ace is producing the film. French studio Medio Productions, Ghost Cat, and Udon is co-producing the film. Producers from Medio include Emmanuel, Alan Rhino, and Pierre Bassaron. Katabuchi began developing the Morning Children project in 2017. The story is set in Kyoto during the 10th century when the Pillow Book was written. A real-life literary figure, Sei Shon Nagon. Katabuchi is credited with the original work and is penning the script in addition to directing film. These people is serving as directing 1% Shioro Tanai is serving as directing assistant, translating, co-directing pilot film. Katabuchi Studios control and Masahi Ando is the chief animation director. Princess Mononoke. Wait, he's still around? Oh, chief animator. Sorry, did Princess Mononoke and wanted to do like not a continuation but a spiritual successor. So that's what Deer King is all about. I'm down with that. I need to watch that. Akira Senju for this Brotherhood. Woo! It's composing the music. Let's freaking go. That's cool. 2017. Damn, that's a long time ago. That's honestly shit. Okay, well there you go. And it's that. And then that. Okay. Good way to pop off the year. I was about to say one that I enjoyed. Let's just say. I think this is the first time I hit that number. And I was like, yo, it's party time. But again, impressive things that this is Star Wars. This is growing. It is now in Japan. Maybe it makes a little bit more sense as to why they would host the Star Wars Celebration in Japan, as Disney Plus is very heavy with projects, and Visions is one of its, I want to say, its most respected, highest grossing, quote unquote, whatever that means, projects that when this thing drops, it's pretty damn good. And I know my friends and I have done a watch party for season 1. Season 2 I still have not caught up to or finished, but you know what I mean. It's just sit down, watch it, have a good time, enjoy the animation. It is Star Wars anime, period. Hell yeah. But you know what else is cool? Oh man, let me tell you about a little universe far, far away. Whew. Kingdom Hearts fans are feasting on crumbs after Disney referenced the series in a small way. Let me tell you about the coolest teenager in that universe. Ken the Shepherd over at Kotaku. It's been about 3 years since we got any real update on Kingdom Hearts 4. The next game in Disney and Square Enix's long-running series of crossover RPGs. As a result, when Disney acknowledges the series, even in small ways, it can feel significant, like a reminder that the game is still coming and in active development over at Square. He's just Cloud with brown hair. Hell yeah. I have brown hair. Small ways. It's mostly black, but it shines in the sun. Small ways. Like a reminder in the game that's still coming in active development over at Sun. That's why Kingdom Hearts fans are having a moment over a 10-hour-long lo-fi music video Disney uploaded to its YouTube channel. Ayo. 2025. I never thought it would end up being this. 2025 is the 30th anniversary of a Goofy movie. If you've never seen it, in the movie, the movie is an excellent father-son romp starring Goofy and his son Max. It also has some incredibly musical bangers. Barely know it, bro. Though the movie is also a huge success at the box office, it managed to gain a cult following after it was released on VHS. To celebrate the anniversary, Disney has released a documentary on the making of the movie, not just a goof, on Disney Plus, and also put out a lo-fi ambience video of Max studying that you can listen to while you study or work. I've got it open on my browser now, and maybe there is something to these videos. This is a vibe. Get some sounds in there. I think it's live right now. What is this? He's going to do. He's doing his thing. Well, the comments are turned off on the video itself. Thank God. If you look around social media platforms like TikTok and X or Twitter, you'll find eagle-eyed Kingdom Hearts fans yapping about a few things on and around Max's desk. Oh, shizzles. Let's see if we can do it. I didn't know it was like that. That's the tower. That's the freaking tower. Destiny Islands, I guess. Here, let me actually zoom in. This just got serious, guys. This just got real. Wait. Duckbird, goofed up, small world. 8 o'clock power. Destiny. And that's it. It's just the one. Oh, sea salt ice cream and the Papo fruit. And then I guess technically this, if you want to think about the little collectibles. What? How? What? That's pretty dope. It's like we just played like that one spot the thingy game. Oh, this we are hitting the lo-fi vibe. I'm getting in trouble for laying down, aren't I? Come on, let's keep on going. There we go. So cool. These guys are out there doing their thing. Well, the comments are turned off. There we go. Kingdom Hearts fans are yapping about a few things on and around Max's desk. The mug's full of pencils. Has 2 stickers on it that appear to be sea salt ice cream and the Papo fruit. 2 pieces of iconography from the Kingdom Hearts series. On the wall next to it, there appears to be an image of Twilight Town, a major location in the RPGs. While Goofy has been a mainstay in the Kingdom Hearts series for over 20 years, Max has never made an appearance in the games after all this time. Does he not exist in the Kingdom Hearts universe? Goofy's never mentioned him, at least. By the way, looks like he's a fan of his dad's multiverse adventures. Whatever the case, Kingdom Hearts fans are wondering if this is just a cute nod to the series, if it could be a sign that Max will finally make his debut in the series at Kingdom Hearts 4. It could also mean that Kingdom Hearts news could be imminent. Kingdom Hearts reference is awesome. Yay. Sex is on fire. The fuck to OMG. Movie stickers for let's go. So before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, I was at the con and Bill Farmer and Jason Marsden, Goofy and Max held a pound together. Nice. 1, it's super very sweet, but 2, Marsden said numerous times that he keeps hoping Disney will give him a call and put Max in Kingdom Hearts. There you go. Disney shared a 10-hour long 5-video ambience video of Max studying for a Goofy story demonstrating Kingdom Hearts references in this video are very interesting. Nice. If you never played Kingdom Hearts, almost all of the games are fully on Steam. If you want to see what this is all about for more, check that out. There you go. Yeah. So, number 1, it's getting hot out there, bro. Might have to bust out the old recipe. Sheesh. Number 2, man. Let me tell you, during those college years, oof, the lo-fi girl pretty much saved my existence. It's the only thing that kept me on track because of the music. So the fact that it just kept on spawning and now we have we have Max doing his goof. His name is Max Goof. Hey, yo. Oh, that's a fucking cool name. Oh, shit. Maximus Goof. Oh, shit. That's a dope name. So that's pretty full circle. Yeah. A lot of people won't get it, but this shit. And then adding this shit on there and then like leveling it all to the playing field. Also, these guys don't know what they're talking about. Destiny Islands, baby. Let's go. Man, it's pretty damn cool. I know Kingdom Hearts means a lot to a lot of people. We've already talked about it. There's that ice cream that we've talked about before. I still need to play, believe it or not, Dream Drop Distance. I've never experienced the storyline, so I need to play that. And then we can replay Kingdom Hearts 3 together with the Remind chapter or whatever it's called. And then I look forward to playing Kingdom Hearts 4. Very, 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 very much. But all that is going to be a long futurist journey with lots of galaxies and lots of universes. And it's so far away. Fear not. Dark Horse to publish original art of first Star Wars manga. Let's freaking go. This is by Egan Lowe over at Anime News Network. Dark Horse. Nice. Dark Horse announced at Star Wars Celebration in Japan 2025 on Friday that it would publish The Art of Star Wars: A New Hope, the manga, a hardcover release of the artboards of Hisao Tamaki's Star Wars: A New Hope, the first Star Wars manga published. The deluxe 2-volume release will feature a new English translation. Nice. The new publication will feature Tamaki's original artboards in right-to-left orientation, unaltered, including the blue pencil marks, pasted captions, and editorial notes. Normally not intended to appear in print, the release will be available at general retailers, but Dark Horse will offer it in the first Kickstarter campaign in a 2-volume collection edition and a 3-volume masterpiece edition with exclusive covers. Let's fucking go. Varying formats and signed versions. This will be Dark Horse's first in-house Kickstarter campaign. Wow. MediaWorks and Shufun no Tomo published this manga's adaptation in 1977. Star Wars, later known as Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, film in Japan in 1997. Sheesh. 1977 Star Wars, later known as Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. This manga adaptation of the 1977 Star Wars film in Japan in 1997. Okay, so this came out in 1997. And then the Dark Horse published the manga in English in 1998. The manga won an Eisner Award for Best U.S. Selling Edition of Foreign Material in 1999. That's a lot of dates. 3 dates to be exact. 4. Disney Publishing announced that Star Wars Celebration Japan that will publish adaptations of Respawn Entertainment and Electronic Arts 2009 Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order games and Timothy Zahn's 2017 Star Wars Thrawn novel. Mangado drew storyboards and character designs for the Jedi Fallen Order adaptation, and Side Ranch supervised the project. Manstuing penned and illustrated the Thrawn adaptation. Jedi Fallen Order and Thrawn both inspired previous comic adaptations in 2019 and 2018, respectively. Yes, sir. This is art. Look at her, she's so moe. And she's so moe. It's like a tsundere Rin, honestly, at this point. And dude, oh man, I don't know how to say this, but like, I've been to a lot of churches, a lot of places with a lot of different churches. Yeah, something like that. And one of my earlier memories was bumping into a hall, and these dudes had a novel or a volume of the Star Wars Dark Horse comic, and I popped that thing open and I was like, yo, what is this? Why it looks so weird? You know, like what's going on? It's not even the storyline. What is going on? What is this? What the fuck's going on? And it was just so mind bending. And because how I think I was like 5 or 4 or something like that, I could not understand what was happening. I didn't get it. It looked like a comic, but I guess I might have been reading it in the wrong direction, or maybe it just threw me off or whatever. That is one of my biggest regrets. It's like not understanding what the fuck was going on. So to be able to maybe purchase this thing and get that, hopefully the deluxe whatever version, and have that be a thing, I personally believe is like if anything, just for my own records, I would want that in my library. I have a couple of the Final Fantasy and the Square Armies and the Kingdom Hearts compendiums like stored in there, and this is definitely one of those that needs to jump in there. So thank the universe and the galaxy and all those far, far away. Oh, but you thought we got that and we read that. So yeah, heck yeah, looking forward to both of them as much as Max's. Side note, Goofy movie, great movie. I saw that last year. I think I posted about it, and yeah, man, great movie, Goofy movie. I'm glad it's getting the respect it deserves, because Goofy, for all intents and purposes, is one of the realest characters out there. He took a rock for his king, bro. That's something. That's some fucking loyalty right there. Respect. I don't know we're gonna go into it, but we're here. It's a special day. Let's jump into the fun stuff. because it's a growing world, it's a growing universe, and we're gonna have to learn how to deal with these things. Because 21 humanoid robots joined a half marathon in China. They ran separate from humans 21 kilometer or almost 13.5 mile track on Saturday in Beijing, a first according to Reuters. Each had support from accompanying engineers for battery swaps to pick them up when they fell. I like that one, he's cute. No wheeled robots were allowed. The fastest robot was a Titan Guang Ultra from Beijing Innovation Center of Humanic Robotics at 2 hours and 40 minutes, while the winning human runner's time was at 1 hour and 2 minutes, Reuters reports. Alrighty. Oh. So there you go. We have people. That's kind of cute. It's hard to be salty about these things when like they're actually trying, but then you have this and you're like, oh, okay. We saw where your interests were lying, sir. So I guess that's the biggest thing there, is that we're at a point where these things are more and more being challenged. And sometimes competition is a good thing, right? Oh, this poor guy. Oh, look, he got a Gundam. See, that guy's fucking genius. Woo! He was a genius. Like, it's just, and it's beautiful because you can see, look at that guy. You can see where their imaginations lie. Each different group has a different vision. Each different vision has different fundings, and I guess you can see the peak of those performances. But at the same time, you gotta be not respectful of the competition, but just keep yourself in mind. You know, we are at a certain level. We will naturally get past that level a lot faster than any one of us can blink, because that is the way technology and the world works. So all I'm saying, that's cool. Yeah. and like, okay, here's the thing, man. It's cool because it's doable. Thank you, Alcor64. I appreciate that very much. It's cool and it's beautiful because it's doable, right? But when it becomes automatized, or just it becomes like roboticized, sorry, it's the opposite. If it becomes roboticized, don't we lose that effort? And let's just say that's okay, right? Let's just say that in a world where we need the job done, and it's better for it to be done without effort because it will relieve the most people. Maybe. But I also believe that the joy in accomplishing comes from the pain of suffering, and it doesn't have to be a physical pain, or it doesn't have to be like the worst pain in the universe, but there has to be a sense of trade, of lost, almost transmutation and equal exchange, if you must, because we look up to these people, right? Kids look up to these people. They see an all-star, you know. They were doing a Easter egg hunt with the Fam Bam after we recorded with the homies. We recorded Fire Force episode 3 review. So go check that out at the channel Andy Chatter. The homie and I did fun. We did that, and I was able to go visit the fam when they were at their little event, and I had to sit in and do some face painting because there was a long line or whatever. And as we're shooting the shit, as some would call it, but the kid that I was painting, I asked him, what's your deal, kid? What you up to? Obviously in a nicer way, but and the kid goes like, oh, soccer player, Ronaldo. All right, obviously I already knew. My nephew liked Ronaldo, and it was only obvious that the younger kid would adore Ronaldo, right? So these children see their heroes in the physical limits, right? A human can only go so fast and push so hard. But the fact that they've pushed enough to get to that point is what inspires those little humans. So, if we remove that from the equation and we put metal frames to take its place, what does that do to our futures, the little ones? Because Whiplash meets the NFL and terrifying new horror movie from Nope and US director Jordan Peele. I freaking love this guy. Him is an upcoming movie produced by Jordan Peele about the grind of making it in an all-American football. Let's go. Professional sports is an intense career. All the training and responsibility. It's a lifestyle everyone can manage. Him, an upcoming movie produced by Jordan Peele, focuses on an American football player who discovers the recovery from career-threatening injury. He mightn't want this path as much as he thought. He mightn't. In the film, Cameron Cade is a young up-and-comer hoping to be scouted by the NFL until an incident with a fan leaves him with a head trauma. His future in doubt. A second chance emerges in Aisha White, while Cameron's idol and decorated quarterback, who offers a special rehab at a secret island training ground. Cameron accepts, but as you might have gathered, it turns into a particular kind of hell. The workout regimen is intense, but something altogether more sinister appears to be afoot as well. Orchestrated by Isaiah and his wife, Elise White, forcing Cameron to really question what he wants and how far he's willing to go to get it. Yeah, baby. Oh, there you go. Ooh, they have a trailer? Ooh. I fucking love Jordan Peele. I think I did see this football, but I didn't even notice. It's not happening. I'm sorry. Do you guys hear that? I think you guys hear that. Might be painful. Alright, we got a guy doing some intense stuff. Never good enough. Son of a potato. What the hell is your problem? The hell is your problem? Alright. The first trailer gives a glimpse of what's shaping up to be true psychological thriller. Oh, it's a horn, the devil horns. Oh shit. It's the guy with the mask. Oh fuck. The needle. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was worried about. Oh, oh my god. Let's step back, yeah. Oh fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. It's Jordan Peele. It's Jordan Peele, everybody. Cameron gets hurt dispelling with killing his helmet's pummeled and faced by footballs. Beyond on-field activities, he called him Rod. There's local similar proceedings when seen as heroic dancers, near costume figures, and dimly hallways, which is to be unpredictable and intense watch indeed. Some of it holds a dreamlike quality as well, no doubt contributing to a blurring of what's real for Cameron. Bears some resemblance to Whiplash, as everything teeters on the torturous process of these rookies are being pulled through in the name of excellence. The setting's a little more Turingan than jazz school, though that may depend on where you study. Him is directed by Justin Tipping, who previously made Kicks back in 2016. And since he developed a reputation in television thanks to his work on 20s, Run the World, Joe vs. Carol, and more, he co-wrote the script and Skip Bronke and Zach Ackers. Marlon Wayans heads up the cast as Isaiah, the over-the-top fictitious NFL legend, to Tyreek Withers Cameron. Withers is a former football player and after roles in Atlanta, legacies don't tell mom and dad babysitters that he's going to be familiar with two horror events, as he's also known as I Know What You Did Last Summer to July 18, 2025. Him arrives a little bit afterward on September 19, 2025. Have a look at our list, horror movies. That's coming out this year. Wow. So you're telling me Jordan Peele has been working on whatever Hideo Kojima's movie is, and or that one game, and he's been working on this movie since. Sheesh. This movie's so freaking good. Go guys, go watch Sinners. I was gonna make a review video, but then I found out the IMAX has it in 44 millimeters, and I'm gonna go watch that first before I go do the review. It's so good. All right, here we go. Because my favorite song is playing in the background. Jordan Peele, very freaking good. He is really good at what he does. He has a way of just letting things be how it is, and if you see things, then you hopefully get a glimpse as to what he wanted to say, right? And there's no one saying it's right, no one saying it's wrong. It's open to interpretation. That's one of the things that makes you respect his choices, that you just believe that whatever he wanted it to be is how it ended up. So when they present to you a shitload of things, symbolisms, trailers, and you go back to it at the end of the day where it is about football, the American dream, ladies and gentlemen, this shit cuts deep. I did football in high school, right? It was okay. I liked it. I was pretty good. I was a center. If anybody doesn't know, that's when you get the ball and you snap it back to your quarterback. So I was the first guy to get punched by the opposite team because I'm the first guy in the line or whatever. And that was all right, obviously. I would say that's where I built my backbone from, and that's also where I damaged my backbone from. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And, you know, even in my age, I can feel where things went weird. So there is always going to be a give and take. You know, could I have kept on going? Sure. But yeah, I discovered culinary, which is something that happened. But at the same time, it's football was a good time. But when you throw yourself into this huge pool of nobodies, it really becomes a question of like, what are we playing for? Team spirit? Fair enough. We can go with that. But since I was the extra guy during that generation, the guy with the guitar, I was able to go within all good amount of the circles or the cliques or however you want to call it, like the nerdy kids in school, the acting kids, the band kids, and like the orchestra kids and shit like that. And so I guess you can kind of say that like my interests were more than just the football, right? So when you have Peele make this all come across, it's a story about football, the dream, what it takes to be the best, and like what you're giving up, kind of what we mentioned. It's gonna be interesting to see where he fits in. For those of us who don't know, there is a band out there called him, and it's a very, let's call it, satanic core band, right? I don't think I really understood most of it when I was listening to it back in my days. They have some cool songs, but obviously we're adding this element of that. So how that interferes and how that is only something that can affect the human soul, we're gonna have to keep an open eyes. While these guys do their little marathons with the robots, impressive feats, I'm sure, it does also open the idea of they're also a force that can either be directly influenced or completely protected by outer influences. So that is the intriguing difference between us and them, I guess. Although, if you really think about it, it's not much of a difference at all. So, let's see what else has been changing in the big wide world. TLDR, we're looking forward to this. It's a movie about Satan, satanic cultism, and like losing your identity for this cult, losing who you want to be. Never good enough. Everything. Sheesh. Yep, and then you get brain tumors from that. Marvel Rivals, charging $6 to recolor your costumes. Wow. This is by Zach Swain over at Kotaku. The fuck is that guy? Marvel Rivals offers a lot of awesome looking skins to place or buy for various heroes and villains. Some of the hero shooters' cool outfits can now be tweaked with new colors, but you have to pay about $6 a pop to repaint skins, even ones you already bought. What the fuck? Since launching late last year, the free-to-play Marvel Rivals from NetEase has been a massive hit across consoles, PC. Not a big enough hit to avoid layoffs though. Shit. And now, the following recent launch of Season 2 and the addition of Emma Frost to the game's roster, NetEase has added a previously announced recoloring system for some skins. But it ain't free, kids, and you have to spend a new currencies to swap colors. On April 16th, Marvel Rivals confirmed that after a small patch, players will be able to recolor certain skins. People were excited about this. On social media, a web browser, was pumped about this and cheered on NetEase for not charging $20 like that other game would have done. And then on Thursday, after the update was live, NetEase dropped the bad news. Recoloring costumes would cost 600 unstable molecules. Nice. Customized color costumes with 600 unstable molecules. For exchange, unstable molecules can be exchanged from Lattice at a 1-to-1 rate. You must first obtain the costumes before you can customize them. Initially, only select few costumes will have this feature, and wow, that's so stupid. If you play Marvel Rivals, you might be confused. What the hell are unstable molecules? Well, they're the new currency added to the game that appears to be used exclusively for unlocking new colors options. Oh, for those keeping track at home, there are now at least 5 currencies in Rivals. Units, Lattice, Chrono tokens, costume coins, and now these molecules. What the fuck is your problem? Currently, the only way to get... to be fair, okay, we'll talk about it. The only way to get more unstable molecules is by converting Lattice, a premium-only currency, into a new color-changing currency. The exchange rate is about 1-to-1, and 600 Lattice costs $6. And while you can earn small amounts of Lattice for free, it'll take a long time to get 600. NetEase promises that there will be more ways to earn unstable molecules in Season 3, but for now you have to pay up if you want to tweak how Magic's punk skin looks. Why? Ah, man. So there's that. So yeah, there's that. There's a new line to add on that shit. I don't know if this was a calculated move, if it's the numbers are made specifically for the exchange rate and all that. But at the end of the day, adding another currency is like not great, right? And I say that very lightly because I am the guy who's been playing Zenless Zone Zero, and it took me a cool minute, but yes, they do have all those freaking currency payable things, right? So I'm not gonna say that like even my favorite games don't have that shit. But at least, and we keep on going back to this moment, at least I believe in Zenless Zone you can still grind for these things. You know, I don't think I've converted 4 in yet, although some of those growth passes have helped, and that's where that money goes into. It's really not cool if you're gonna go the full route of, I guess, just making them pay for the skin and then pay for a color gradient, especially if you're not gonna do it for all the characters. So you're specifically asking them to pay for specific characters, which, again, if you want to look at it in Zenless Zone Zero, we had to pay for the shark skin, or the separate skin for the shark, and that was a conscious choice of, okay, this character has a new skin, so one pays for that. It was annoyingly, that was the first time I ever converted actual currency into in-game currency, and I don't ever want to do that again. But then again, I don't not play Marvel Rivals as much as these people, and I see where they're coming from. I believe the angle would be that if they like this character, period, and they're gonna pay for the skin, period, then we should charge them up the ass for the color, because they like their character enough to do this, which really is not great, because you're taking the idea of, like, here's this character you like and you enjoy, and they go from that to, here's this character where we're holding hostage so you can get what you want, even though you've clearly already put in the effort. And instead of us doing our goodwill and adding colors to specific game skins that you may have already bought, we're going to charge you now for you to have that smile. And that's fucked up. That is very fucked up. Hey, just don't pay if you don't like it, I say as I get ready to drop money into Fortnite. But at least it's digital. Is a thought I would never fucking thought I would fucking say out loud. Because when it comes to physical items, Trump's tariffs, DRUMF. Remember, his family immigrated to America. Fucking hypocritical sack of shit may stop Gloomhaven from reaching the retail stores in the United States. It's by Charlie Hall over at Polygon. Yeah, buddy, reaching out. China or US business. It's no exaggeration to say that Gloomhaven, the campaign in a box board game, was a watershed moment for the tabletop industry in 2017. Here's a high concept physical product that weighed close to 18 pounds. Inside were modular tiles and plastic miniatures, maps, and secret envelopes, all adding up to experience to be shared with family and friends over 100 or more uniquely gameplay sessions. Its innovations and subsequent popularity substantially shifted consumer expectations for tabletop games in the years that followed, and it was all in the creation of one game designer from Lafayette, India, named Isaac Childress. Now, the revised version of that game, Gloomhaven 2nd Edition, is effectively trapped overseas due to the DRUMF administration's new tariffs on China. As of Wednesday morning, those tariffs increased from historically high 145 to an astronomical, holy shit, 245%. Nearly doubling publisher. Fucking shit. Sorry, I just saw a video yesterday about why this wouldn't work against China. Anyways. Nearly doubling publisher Silverfair Games tax burden. They just have more people than we do. You're literally fucking arguing who's gonna pay more. The billions of people in China, the millions of people in China, or the fucking people in America. Just do the fucking math, you fucking deep shit. It's just economically feasible to we'll see. Not feasible to bring board games into US. Such as tariffs, which are already starting to dry up sales, causing an impact on retailers and distribution that I expect would be much worse than COVID. Chief Operating... Sorry, let's read that again, because that deserves to be reread again. Quote, These tariffs are a doomsday scenario for the US board games industry, end quote, wrote Childress, who is also the founder of Cephalofair Fair Games, in an email to Polygon Wednesday morning. Quote, it's not just economically feasible to bring board games into the US as such. It is just not economically feasible to bring board games into the US at such tariff rates, which is already starting to dry up sales, causing an impact on retailers and distributors that I suspect will be much worse than COVID. Chief Operating Officer Price Johnson, in an interview with CNN on Tuesday afternoon, did not mince words. Quote, we're not getting that product, quote, Johnson said. Quote, it's staying over there unless something changes, and we're going to need to pivot essentially all of our US sales operations. The mathematics are dire. Data shared with CNN indicates that there are some 60,000 units of Cephalofair product currently overseas, including copies of the new Gloomhaven, which is among those items being packed for shipment. As an example, say it costs Cephalofair $20 to manufacture each item. A 245% tariff, which is a tax on imported goods, means those items could cost $49 more to import, for a total cost of $69 each. In that example, bringing those already made products ashore would mean a total of $4.4 million, a far cry from the $1.2 million cost of goods that was originally anticipated when tariffs were at zero. Shit. Actual cost to produce Gloomhaven 2nd Edition has not been shared publicly. Gloomhaven 2nd Edition itself went to full preparation in 2023, only after it earned slightly more than $5 million on backer kit. Those millions were part of a campaign that also funded 2 other related product lines, neither of which has entered manufacturing yet. Less the cost of its other business operations in the last 2 years, it's easy to see that Trump tariffs could meet the end of Cephalofair entirely. Cephalofair entirely. 145, 245, 500%. At this point, we're past the point of being able to realistically make U.S. import or sales viable. Quote, Johnson wrote in an email to Polygon Wednesday. Quote, the message we're receiving right now from Washington, D.C. is that we should not be planning on making any U.S. sales this year, or at least we shouldn't expect when that might resume, end quote. In this segment, which one? Since Johnson was confirmed that is the only small business suffered Trump layoffs, tariffs, and the new version of the game doesn't show up, it will leave a hole in shelves at local retailers as well. Quote, they're not getting our product, Johnson told CNN, referring to more 600 mom and pop retail stores in the U.S. that he supplies with Cephalofair games. Quote, their shelves are going to be empty. Cephalofair isn't alone. In his segment on CNN, Johnson said he's in contact with at least 60 other publishers, and all of them are hitting the brakes, even as overseas factories began to ramp up for the holiday season. If all those publishers hold their shipments as well as Johnson told CNN, local retailers will be facing potential foreclosure and bankruptcies by the holidays. Quote, our whole industry is hurt by these tariffs, he said on air, and its ripple effect, end quote. The most galling aspect of all, Johnson told Polygon, is that he's so far he's been unable to reach his local congressman, Representative Kevin Kiley, Republican of California, with his concerns. He said the representative's office told him that the congressman is no longer holding in-person meetings with his constituents. That is bullshit. Mirroring the behavior of other Republicans since Trump came into office in January. Polygon has reached out to Kelly's office and will update the story as we hear back. You fucking dipshit. You're fucking hired to do your job. You fucking dipshits. What the fuck are you doing over there? While the work is back in Gloomhaven 2nd Edition continues in China, whether it gets loaded into the boat for delivery is still unknown. Preparation for... Oh my god, I'm so fucking done with these people. And another way for Gloomhaven, a tabletop role-playing game, is the highly anticipated line of Gloomhaven miniatures. Chillers, for his part, remains hopeful in mind that he's still time to rescue the best version of his beloved board game from languishing warehouse overseas. Quote, nothing is in limbo quite yet. The factory is still assembling all of these copies, Chell said. Quote, we're still working on solutions ahead of needing to move the assembled copies, end quote. Father Zim is more capacious ever, changing nature of his trade war that Trump started in April 2nd. Quote, we're open to manufacturing in the U.S. and other countries, end quote, Charles told Polygon, but the infrastructure is not there. Encouraging creation of this infrastructure would be the first step in a real plan to reducing the U.S.'s reliance on foreign trade, not simply pushing the industries to rely on it, which is what these tariffs do, end quote. He's even more upset and confused with the newly announced expectations to the tariffs, which now include smartphones and electronics, but not video game consoles. He seems exemptions being offered to the other US-based companies that rely on imports, titans like Apple and Intel, but not to his small business, or to the hundreds of other small business brick and mortar game stores that rely on his products to stock their shelves and make their mortgage payments.
That's actually really important to know right there. Now that Drumpf is making exemptions for some of the industries that have heavier influence and economic impact, it is more apparent that this is all just twisted posturing that leaves other industries like ours as unnecessary collateral damage. Joes wrote, shouldn't he be dealing with China instead? Isn't his trade war with China or US businesses? Update. Following publication articles, the Furry Games reached out to provide additional clarity on tariff burden it is facing. We've later stories more accurate example of those costs. So there you go. This is something that is not just, fucking me. Physical properties, physical products. To open a book and be able to read that shit. We used to get booklets back in the day, but to open that disc box and look at the booklets, read through the pamphlets. What do we own? In this future where everything is just being forced to go digital, right? Shit like this it's fine, it's cool, it's ambitious, but is there not a need for the physicality of something? The acknowledgement of this thing is real and it took effort to create and someone put all their fucking minds and their brains together to come up with these beautiful ideas. Jesus Christ. As we move into the digital universe, as the robots learn how to run faster than us, actually they already can, it's just that they're just showing off the cheap ass robots and aren't getting the military funding. And as we stray away from the reality of everything, the literal physical reality of owning a product. I just got fucking Sonic the Movie 3 in the mail, and that is to be able to hold all 3 steelbook copies in my hand. That is my accomplishment. And maybe it's not the great accomplishment, maybe it's not the biggest accomplishment, but I was able to do that. And if you're gonna take that shit away from us, why would anyone buy anything but except the things that are being shoved inside in our faces by the people who expect us to pay up? So I guess, do we need it? No. But the fact that we've been able to produce ideas and fun little moments and just have our way with experimentating is a group effort. And however they want to put it, if this is actually helping, there has to be better ways of showcasing that help. Because if we're not being honest with each other and we're not respecting everybody's time, effort, and value beyond these fucking stupid ass numbers that do not mean anything. What do we have left, man? Jeez. I'll tell you. Let me tell you. Monster Hunter. Pretty good game, right? Everybody likes that shit. Well, Monster Hunter Wilds cheaters have gotten so bad, Capcom's warning players hacked Quest could make the game unplayable. We plan to implement additional countermeasures. Capcom is hunting hackers and invites players to report anybody suspicious. If you dip your toes into public quests in Monster Hunter Wilds, particularly on PC, you've probably seen or perhaps unwittingly joined a quest that seemed unusually generous with its rewards. Instead of the usual 6 to 15 rare items, that quest may have been dishing out several hundred. Hackers have put... Is that Code Lyoko? What the fuck? Hackers have put down roots in Hunter Wilds and cracked quests that aren't all that hard to find. On the heels of title update 1, altogether something good time. Capcom is cracking down all those ill-gotten gains and malicious exploits and encouraging other players to join the cause while avoiding playing with hackers entirely, lest they risk making their game, quote, unplayable. In a series of posts, Twitter, Capcom skewers cheaters of all stripes, from the folks finishing ranks arena quests in no stakes flight to those hosting custom quests bringing out absurd loot. We have confirmed the on-the-thresh modification of game data in Monster Hunter's Wild for the high-rank environments, investigations, field service, and more. One post reads, just a hammer to point home, Capcom even shared a chart to explain what normal quest rewards look like, from Arterian materials to Zenny payouts. They also use Zennies? Wow. Unauthorized date modification warning. We have confirmed blah, 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 blah. Modified data can interfere with normal gameplay and even render the game unplayable. If your success quest has been modified, please do not play it or stop playing immediately. Quote, we plan to implement additional countermeasures in the future updates to detect users who have engaged in unauthorized modifications of game data to prevent other players from being implicated in such actions. Quote, Capcom concludes. Elsewhere, Capcom confirms plans to weed out 420 baby. Obvious cheaters from Monster Hunter Wilds and Quest and Journey. The results will only be published once hackers get to the boot. Initially, it's also varying away from the rank exclusive rewards to make the challenge a little less sweaty, while we still giving the best hunters the podium. Ha! If, quote, if you are certain the players' prohibited actions, please report them, Capcom advises. Some exploits are less harmful than others, and a few players have been using a bug emote to definitely slide around maps or occasionally teleport monsters to new areas, thanks to Altamon. But Capcom seemingly taking a scorched earth approach with a big wave of hacker pushback. I've mostly lived in a squad of solo lobbies outside of occasional Zosia runs. Well, this thing takes over freaking long to spawn, Capcom. But SOS, you devotees might want to keep an eye out. If you don't run with hackers, you've got nothing to worry about. Be bold and have no eyebrows. So there you go. Monster Hunter does its thing. I guess the freedom we're looking at here is the idea that Capcom has made it kind of hard to grind, and obviously anybody will find the easiest shortcut to the greatest rewards, and that does happen quite often. I'm thinking about the Animal Crossing island hack where you can like double your shit or whatever it was, or time travel basically. And so that's the thing that people will do, right? If there is a loophole or a hack, most people will take advantage of it. I can't say I wouldn't. But then it also comes from like making things unobtainable, right? Because for example, if Zenless Zone Zero, okay, here's a good one. Zenless Zone Zero gives you 3 items or 3 opportunities to run a specific round. That gives you 3 items that you need about 4 of to get the final level up for each character. And you might be doing the math and you're gonna be like, wait a minute, if you only get 3 per week, right? You only get 3 per week. How are you supposed to get that 4th one? You're telling me you have to wait a whole week to not level up that character. And I say no, because Zenless Zone Zero has added a button that you can use another currency, which is your energy, and then you can knock out more, of those items through that method. And while that doesn't sound like a lot, that effectively makes it available to use that option. And you might be saying, hey, well, why don't they just not make it limited? And I don't have an answer for that. That's called capitalism, baby. But the fact that they have added a sub way, if you really want to be cynical about it, gives you an illusion of choice and lets you live out your life in peace. Whereas I'm pretty sure that if this was the same case for Capcom, someone on PC would have tried to find a way to hack their way to all those points. I'm not saying that hasn't happened yet, but hey, to each their own. You never know. The idea being is that if you make things annoyingly unfair, or you make them salty, or I think you know what you did. I think you know exactly how you've been pacing it, because you want these people to feel certain way, and that's exactly what mobile games have mastered in their years out in the mobile generations. But if you're doing that and people call you out on that shit, I don't know if you get a chance to complain about it. Yeah, you can, and like they're gonna kick these people out, but I don't know. I think it deserves to be said. It's like the ultimate, like, listen, dude, you guys are going too far. So I'm gonna do this, and if it brings you to your attention, then you better like start doing something right. You know what I mean? So it's rough. We'll say nobody's right yet, nobody's wrong yet, but at the end of the day, if this is for the people, then why not listen to the people, right? Before things get really out of hand. Because World devs fight Nintendo lawsuit with comparisons to Fallout, Monster Hunter, and more. This is by Andy Robinson over at, where am I? Video Games Chronicles. Yo, I know those guys too. Pocket Bear has challenged the lawsuit made by Nintendo. Shoo. Nintendo and Pokemon Company filed a lawsuit against Pocket Bear in Japan last year, alleging that Palworld infringes on 3 patents that are related to monster catching gameplay, all of which were initially filed by Nintendo and Pokemon Company between February and July last year. Palworld released on January 19th, 2024. In an extensive post of GameSpray, Pocket Bear's defense against the lawsuit has been revealed. Serious predatory beliefs filed in February. Pocket Bear argues that Nintendo's patents in suit shouldn't have been granted because prior work using them was released before the date Nintendo claimed to have invented them. Addressing one patent about capturing characters by releasing fighting characters, monsters, or capture balls, Pocket Bear argues that its own Craftopia game did exactly the same thing. The studio then lists multiple games that it argues proves that a certain feature was already known before Nintendo's filed the original patent applications. Claims that Room Factory, let's go. Room Factory 5, Titanfall 2, and Pikmin 3 Deluxe all allow players to release a monster or capture them, or a capture item like a ball, and fire in direction by releasing a button. It also notes that Pikmin 3 Deluxe, Far Cry 5, and Tomb Raider already showed that there can be different types of throwable objects, and Pocket Souls, Octopath Traveler, Monster Super League, and Final Fantasy allow players to pick targets on the field and show how likely the capture operation is to succeed. Defending on another patent relating to capturing characters, Pocket Bear points to Octopath Traveler, Monster Super League, Next Mon Craftopia, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and a Nukem 1 mod Fallout 4 and Monster Hunter 4G. Capturing characters, okay. Nintendo and Pokemon Company are each seeking 5 million yen plus late payment fees. Son of a bitch. Released last year via Steam Early Access and X-Game Preview, Palworld was an immediate hit, attracting 25 million players in just its first month, according to Pocket Bear. There you go. We will be liking them Pokemans. So, question: who's in the right? Answer: nobody, and you should just shut the fuck up and be happy that we enjoy video games, not you guys, the developers. Because real talk, man. Nintendo needs to calm the fuck down. Nintendo, calling you out. Calm the fuck down. You did not, well, I guess you did. You did not invent video games, homie. You did a great job, and we respect you, and we love you. And I'll give you a hug, dog. But you need to calm the fuck down. Because going around and fucking patenting game mechanics, that's not what we do around here, son. We're here to build. We're here to create. We're here to innovate. We're here to experience. We're here to have joy. If you're going to go around, now that you got some sick-ass oil-rigged investors, start going around and being like, oh, we invested that. You need to shut the fuck up. This is games world. Go have fun. Take care of your own shit. Stop being dumbasses. Straight up. I hope they lose. I hope some judge says, listen, these are games. And if you're going to be patenting the shit out of these, then just don't make games. You know what I mean? It's just not cool. It's not cool. We get everybody wants to make money. We get everyone wants to fucking harvest your good savings from your investments. But don't feed them. Don't go around feeding them like this is the right thing to do. So, Power World, live on. I'm officially on the other side. Just like Captain America. But the other side can be dangerous. Because, let me tell you, Hank Rogers, I'm telling the real story of Tetris. Quote, I have to set the record straight. This is by Andrew Webster over at The Verge. Yeah, baby. When Hank Rogers first read the script for the Tetris movie, he was shocked. Quote, there was so much Hollywood in this movie, he tells The Verge. It just drove me nuts. The film largely follows a pivotal period in Rogers' life, when he traveled to the Soviet Union to navigate the complex rights issues for Tetris, to bring it into platforms like the Game Boy. There he connected with the game's creators Alex E. Pajitnov, with whom he eventually formed a lifelong friendship, and turned Tetris into a global phenomenon. The movie turned his experience into something resembling a high-stakes spy thriller, and while Rogers ended up loving the final product, the initial experience inspired him to tell the story of what really happened. Quote, reading the script, I said, I have to set the record straight. The story now exists in the form of the book, The Perfect Game. While Rogers really sat down to write about the events that transpired in the movie, he soon realized the story was much bigger than that. Quote, I started writing it. Somebody looked at it and said, that could be a book. It's not just big enough. It's just not big enough, he explains. Quote, I didn't want to rewrite that part and add water, so to speak. So I added the before and the after. So I ended up being about my game career, end quote. Perfect Game starts out by exploring Rogers' early life, bouncing around from the Netherlands to New York, to New York City, to Hawaii, before eventually landing in Japan, where he did Bulletproof Software and went on to release the influential RPG, The Black Onyx. Even before the book gets to the Tetris part of the tale, it's filled with fascinating insight into the early days of game development. Roger talks about the many complications and nuances of dealing with publishers and funding, as well as releasing and marketing the game in Japan despite not speaking Japanese. But things really kicked into gear at CES in 1988 when he flew to Las Vegas in search of a new game to publish and stumbled on a puzzling game about falling blocks. As he tells it, he knew immediately that he found something special. Quote, I left the Consumer Electronics Show with a sense of purpose. Rogers writes in his book, damn. I was determined to publish Tetris in Japan. Quote, that proved tricky, of course, due to part of the web of the copyright laws in the Soviet Union at the time. Rogers found himself traveling back and forth between the Soviet Union and Japan, dealing with everyone from higher-ups at Nintendo, including legendary designer Shigeru Miyamoto, to the intimidating employees of the Soviet trade organizations. Rogers' account is a detailed one, and he says that he wrote the book entirely from memory. That said, he did check with his friend Pajitnov on a few details, which resulted in one of the book's more charming features. At various points, Pajitnov's thoughts are inserted into the book, where he often disagrees with Rogers on small details, like how impressed he was by the Famicom version of Tetris, or the quality of the elevator in his apartment building. Quote, Alexei read my manuscript. I was writing the margins where his memories is different, so I decided to keep those and put them in the book. Quote, Roger explains. Quote, there's times when my memory is a little shady, but it was such an exciting time that I pretty much remember. End quote. Even if it's missing the Hollywood throws and script that inspired Rogers to write in the first place, The Perfect Game is fascinating to read, particularly if you're interested in the game development as an antidote, because of the story covers the entirety of Rogers' career to date, which includes setting up the Tetris company and bringing the game to just about every platform imaginable. There are a lot of stories about pivotal points in the medium, from the launching of the Game Boy to the burgeoning of days of mobile gaming. The story is especially noble as Tetris continues to thrive. In addition to the movie and book, Rogers also featured prominently in Digital Eclipse playable documentary Tetris Forever, and the game still pops up frequently in places like Nintendo's new music app. Rogers has largely stepped away from business, which is now run by his daughter Maya, so now when he sees the game appear somewhere surprising, it elicits kind of different kind of feeling. It feels, quote, it feels like success, he says. Every time Tetris pops up somewhere or a new deal comes down the pike, it's like, wow, she's killing it, end quote. As for that movie, Rogers changed his mind when he actually saw it. Describing the film was, quote, emotionally correct, even if he didn't get all of the facts right. Quote, the first time I saw it, I cried about things that never actually happened, end quote, he says. Probably therapeutic in a way. So, that is the story of Tetris, the legend of Tetris, if you will. Sponsored by White Claw. Ayo. But dudes, that's what it takes. I would like to read this book. Sounds like a good time and sounds like a bad time, and that sounds like life. So if we can learn from that, if we can learn to respect and maybe acknowledge the good times and the bad, then maybe we can find inspiration that helps us create something for the future. At least that's the way I like to think about it. So, and if y'all interested, go have fun. Sheesh. Y'all interested? Go have fun. So yeah, I'm gonna try to watch that too. But obviously, I want to get the real story. So, real story means books. But hey, there's another book out there. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, man. The sacrifice, the fun, and the hope for a better tomorrow. I think, and just like anything, I think that just comes from the human spirit. And I'm not here to throw shade. You know, it can eventually get to a point where it maybe understands what we feel in that aspect. But you can run robots against robots, but the inspiration will lie from a human pushing themselves beyond the boundaries. That's the name of the game. So until the game changes, let's appreciate the good times. But ladies and gentlemen, that's been another exciting day. It's been another exciting morning. I have to be somewhere, but not before we go for the little jam. I'm trying to go for it. I do have to be somewhere, but I think I'll be okay. It's not today. All right. Well, if you didn't know, it is warm. Yesterday was really cold. For some strange reason, we can't decide on a weather pattern. That is California. But for now, let's bring back the homie. Went for the wavy look. Alright. Well, it's been a vibe. It's been a good time. But I think it's time we vibe. That's the last one. Cool. I think this one starts. Happy Easter, my dudes. It's a day. My hands are searching for you. My arms are outstretched towards you. I feel you in my fingertips. Tongue that sits behind my lips for you. There's fire rising through my being. Getting it, but I'm not seeing you. I'm alive, I'm alive. I can feel you all around me, beckoning the air I'm breathing, holding on to all I'm feeling, savoring that spot that's healing. Hands love above me, and whisper you love me. And I began to fade into a secret place. Music makes me sway. Angels singing, say we're not alone with you. Alone with you. I'm alive. I'm alive. I can feel you all around, taking in the air, I'm breathing, holding on
what I'm feeling, savoring that's hurt, that's healing. I die. The light is gone, and I see you. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I can feel you all around me, sticking in the air. I'm breathing, holding on to what I'm feeling, savoring this heart that's healing. I take it and I give it to you, calling out. You said and I will never, I believe you, I believe. I can feel you all around me, thickening in. I'm breathing, holding on to what I'm feeling, savoring this heart that's here. That's Flyleaf. I don't really actually hear her, but she's kind of cool. I thought she was kind of fun. Because yes, sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's the Strokes. And I don't think I got this. But sometimes it's the end of the world. Yosh. Some goes fast. I need to buy guitars or stuff. That's good news for me. I like going to Guitar Center. It's great and starts an earthquake. Birds of snakes. An airplane. What? Man, abuse, not afraid. I love a hurricane. Listen to yourself. Churn for the world as a need from its own needs. World as a need. Demonstrate your own needs. Speed it up. Not no string. Yeah. Fire. Sending games in the government for hiring commissars to the left of the west. Coming. Birds running down your neck. From battering crop. Look at that low plane. Find and. Overflow, population, common food, but it'll do. Save yourself, serve yourself, world will serve its own needs. Listen to your heart, please. Tell me your thoughts were pure, is relevant, and right. Patriotic, endurance. End of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. This song is so funky. Every motor escalate, out of motor interstate. Like the candlelight of all I step down. Watch it heat, crush, me the fear. Never gain this understanding, and I say government of lies. Offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. See, yeah. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. All the night, triple five, something that's considered right. 17 center line, Lord Bernstein. 110, Lucy Bruin, Lester Bangs, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, a boom, symbiotic, patriotic, slam, but neck, right. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. End of the world we know. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know. It's the end of. The world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine, fine. Go touch some grass. Find some eggs. Love you. Ja. Mátane. Sometimes I get the feeling she's watching over me, and other times I feel like I should go. Go through it all, the rise and fall, the bodies on the street. When you're gone, we want you all to know. We'll carry on, we'll carry on. I know your spirit, Lord, believing. And that we will carry on, we'll carry on. And know your heart and faith containing the unknown explaining what it says we're reeling from decimated dreams. The misery and hate will kill us all. So paint it back and take it back, let's shout it loud and clear. Defiant to the end, we hear the call to carry on. We'll carry on. And don't yours stand on, believe me. Your mother, we will carry on. We'll carry on. Know you're broken and defeated. Don't worry, we don't mind. Just on and on we carry through the fears. Oh, how I disappointed faces of your peers. Oh, take a look at me, 'cause I cannot carry her. Because the world will never take my heart. No, I try, will never break me. Want it hard, wanna play this part, I wanna explain. And I'm sorry, I'm not ashamed. I'm gonna show my scars, I'm gonna change for all the broken. It's who I am. I'm not a hero, boy, to sing this song. I don't will carry on and do your time. I'm believing your memory will carry on, will carry on and do your running on the green. Your wearing little much is gone. Will carry carry on.
The switch just died. Nice. Ja. Matane.